During our life as we grow up with the daily cycle of wake up, eat, drink, go to school or work, sleep, repeat, there is one step that people like to try and incorporate into that daily life, being a hobby. There's a wide range of what classifies as a hobby. As I looked into this article written in 2023, there's a lot of them. And not only are hobbies great to just have in general, but there's some benefits that come with it as well. Help manage stress, build social connections, and provide a sense of purpose in yourself. It's just great to have that spare time to partake in said hobby and step away from any responsibilities, like again, school, work, the kids, or fur baby if you consider that as your child. I don't care if the kids are starting to grow hungry and are asking me to make them food. Someone's got to build that Lego Millennium Falcon. But I don't know if this is just me, and do let me know if you feel different and this is just me, but it's feeling like it's harder and harder to pick up or manage a current existing hobby in the 2020s. I mean, at the beginning of this decade, it allowed people to pick up or get back in touch with a past hobby of theirs. Bit of a challenge if your hobby has to do with something outdoorsy and such, but you get the point. But once the world was able to open up again, that hobby may have gotten pushed to the side for a bit or completely dropped in some cases. And I'm not trying to say that the big bad thing that took over the world finally calming down is to blame for this. It was naturally going to happen when we got to that point. So I kind of wanted to talk about it here in this brief video about why this might be happening to others, look at different sites discussing about it, and talk about some personal experiences of myself.
2319! We have a 2319!
So yeah, 2020, the whole world got shut down due to this one thing I'm afraid of mentioning because I don't know if YouTube will so spank you if you utter its name. Days turning into weeks and weeks turning into months as people everywhere waited for the day they could go out and about again. A lot, and I mean a lot, of downsides that came with this, but yet some people were able to spin this into trying to make it a good one, possibly in the form of a hobby. Arts and crafts was a huge one that came from this, not only to make some money on the side, but also to just help out your community as well. The biggest one people would make were reusable masks in case you ran out of the throwaway ones. You keep this one, wash it, poof, you still have a mask and don't have to worry about trying to go outside to buy more. Some other ones, of course, are like cooking and baking, video games, content creation. Yeah, you see, please subscribe. Remember that musical instrument you played in middle school or high school but dropped because you were no longer forced to play it by your band teacher? Well, maybe now you can go back into it and this time enjoy it. Very specific, don't worry about it. While doing sports related hobbies and going to the gym were halted for a while, you could at least do some indoor activities to keep staying fit, albeit limited in the equipment you had. For me, I was able to get back into collecting Legos by going to the nearest Walmart and, depending if I feel like it, grabbing chips and nacho cheese with a Baja Blast from Taco Bell. You'll see me once in a full moon order the Doritos Locos Tacos, but nothing else from there. My body is a temple. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, hobbies. And like I mentioned earlier, the world starts to open back up during mid to late 2021, and the focus on those hobbies might have shifted. You're able to go back to playing sports, go back to in-person schooling, or grind at that 9-to-5 job. But Mike, you're definitely saying, that feels totally normal. Are you trying to imply life was better in a lockdown? God, no. First, you are right. It is totally normal and what was eventually going to happen once all of that ended. But second, I don't want to imply that we should be stuck in a global lockdown and everything will be peak life. I think what I'm trying to say here is that in 2025 and even in 2024, this shift no longer feels normal. We went from almost everybody having this spare time to get into hobbies again, then to go back into normalcy in that shift, but now it feels like it's less and less normal of a shift. So many factors have now come into the fray to where our best outlet of self-luxury, our hobbies, is becoming less and less possible to have a moment to where we are no longer having time for it. It's something that even I, who is now an adult and have adult responsibilities, felt more recently, and looking at this Insights article has me agreeing as to why. Now let's get into what these reasons may be and also discuss them while also sprinkling in some of my hobbies as an example. Going to the gym, listening to music, watching shows and movies on a streaming service will require a paid membership. Building up a collection and putting something together can also cost money. But with everything that has gone down these 2 years, it may be too expensive to keep up with these costs. Sorry, Jack, I had to come off, it was getting hot. And the main two that people look at are inflation and tariffs. Grocery prices have been a huge talking point recently. While the price of eggs seem to be on the decline, chicken might be on the incline, with beef going even higher than the peak of eggs. There's also the cost of living, handling taxes, and gas is still high in some parts of the US, and most people have kids and pets to take care of, all of that can feel really overwhelming. Me personally, I don't have kids or pets yet, but everything else I have to take into account. I would love to get back into volleyball, and while it may only cost me $50 to $90 to join a team for the one time, it's mostly because I'm shy. We call that a double whammy in the show business. Collections like Legos and video games for me are getting way too out of hand with the rising cost in them. Part of this seemingly has to do with the threat of tariffs going to hurt them, and as a response, they increase their prices. Just what a world we live in right now, am I right? The quality in the product is also a huge factor in if I want this or not. I know Pokemon Legends ZA was a hot topic about quality. It seemed like a fun game that's got a lot of flaws, both gameplay and graphics wise. The redeeming factor in this game for me is that my favorite boy, Ampharos, is in this game. On the Lego side of things, the main justifier for that product being worth that much was price per piece ratio, or the 3Ps for short. Most of the top selling themes are also licensed themes, so there's a boost on the price right there too. Me personally nowadays, and maybe others, is if the product I'm getting can possibly justify its price. One final thing that those who don't collect Lego may not think this is a big deal, but it is for most buyers, is the box art. This is mainly an issue with most sets targeted towards adults that just get the black background that seemingly started to become more frequent in around 2020. Didn't really care that much, still kind of don't, though it doesn't look that good with the recent Death Star they just released. Also, I want to insert my take in the cheese slice topic. It should have gone about the same approach like these sets I do own, even if it was going to boost the price. The interior looks nice, but that's all it is. That's not saying much. It's literally just 7 mini sets sold together at the cost of $1,000. Like, it's becoming a struggle to where I don't want to settle with buying a product that I consider to be low quality when I can voice my dislike with my wallet and may buy something of theirs that is to my quality. Wait, what happened? Why do I feel expensive? What happened? God! What the hell did you do to me? Okay, that's enough of my rants here. Moving on. This is kind of a continuation on the money topic, but I just wanted to separate the two here. On the topic of everything feeling more expensive, some people are having to resort to getting a second job. But that might be easier said than done, as currently there are more unemployed people than job openings since April 2021. And many people looking for one don't have the required experience needed to apply for some of these jobs. I only did 1 year of college because personally college just wasn't for me, and also I moved. But how is someone who actually managed to accomplish this great achievement fresh out of college, and now majority of the jobs of their major need experience? And don't get me started on the annoyance of ghost job listings. For example, let's say I'm forklift certified, looking up for forklift jobs near me, seeing a listing for Amazon via what's that? Then I go onto Amazon Jobs website and not even look up the name, just look up the town I'm in or near me and see nothing. Why is that? Could totally be wrong and BB is not suspicious, but I'm onto them. I'm onto you, BB. And with companies like Amazon or UPS letting go thousands of workers and promising to let go thousands more, all you can do is just hope it gets better soon.
We have technology.
That's not what I said.
Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah, technology. More and more we are spending time on social media through our devices like our phones, tablets, computers, and Apple Fridge. That one's mostly a joke, but that one's probably true as well. And with the push of short form content on platforms like TikTok and even YouTube and Instagram jumping into the fray with shorts and reels, it's becoming a back and forth motion to watch different videos. One moment you'll be on TikTok, then when you don't like what the algorithm is pushing you, you'll move on to one of the others until you realize you spent hours doing so and you're still in your bed or sitting down somewhere. And it can be more than just videos. It can also just be notifications, making you constantly grab your phone to see if you got another notification for something and make you continue that process multiple times. So many times I'll be writing a script, even the one for this video. Talk about breaking the fourth wall, am I right? That's how that works, right? Not only that, but kids are spending more time looking at a screen and are getting phones at a much younger age. God, I feel old for saying that. I'm in my 20s. I used to be a server for a while, and one of the restaurants I used to work at had one of those little Xeos tablets that were at one of the ends of the table. They would either put their phone or a tablet in front of them or let them play on the Xeos, maybe get angry at us now that they pay $1.99. Wow, whose fault is that? Then maybe in some cases, not all of them of course, drink a bunch. Again, I'm not a parent, so any parents watching this disagree with that part, that's totally fine. All I'm seeing is that moment, and it could totally be different everywhere else. While making and consuming short form content can be nice, it's good to try and limit the intake of it so you're not constantly trying to get this dopamine rush every time it occurs, as studies have shown it can lower engagement in hobbies. It can feel like you're constantly being told throughout the day by either others or even yourself to always stay productive. And it's a good thing to be productive. Instead of that repetitive cycle I mentioned in the beginning, you can also clean, reorganize, make something, check your emails, run some errands, and maybe other tasks you can find. But what about your hobbies? Are they productive? Well, it depends. Maybe they could be more of a luxury hobby, or they could be actually a part of that productive life. Well, let's say you either got everything done before you had to go to work, or you're on your day off and now you can dabble in your hobby. But then all of a sudden you might get this feeling as you're partaking in that hobby that doing so doesn't feel the same. Maybe because it might feel forced. It goes from this relaxation and luxury you had with it to all of a sudden being more of an obligation and might take all of that what you like from it away. You're gonna have one of those days where your body might just feel tired and you just need to lay down in bed or sit on the couch, and that's completely fine. It's best to not beat yourself up about it and again force yourself to build a Lego or exercise when you should probably just listen to your body and take a break. That doesn't mean to stop being productive and start being lazy altogether. More of it's a good thing to find balance between both productivity and leisure. It's important to not let that or any of the other topics I discuss here get to you negatively, because it'll lead to the final section I have here in this video. It could lead to have a person throw you off at work, or you're waiting to hear back on a job for there to be nothing or rejection. Something happens on the road on the way to the gym, stuck in bed for what feels like hours. The money in your account is slowly going away. Keep constantly looking at your phone, or just get bad news. All that can weigh on you and make you mentally or emotionally drained and worsen, leading to you feeling burnt out in not just your hobbies, but everything you do. On the job side of things, it's reported that 66% of Americans are experiencing burnout from their jobs. You no longer feel motivated, you no longer enjoy the big and little things in life, and your social skills are non-existent. I am in no way an expert when it comes to mental health, but what I do think is most important is to take care of yourself so that you're feeling better both mentally, emotionally, and physically, so you can enjoy what you like doing. Like a hobby. That might be you leaving your current job for a new one, even in this job market right now, or some other steps. Maybe even a whole reset is the way to go. It can be a long road to walk where you're not constantly or for the most time feeling burnt out, but it will be so much better once everything is situated. If you want to hear things that worked out for me or what I found online that could possibly help you too, then here you go. Try writing out a daily routine. See what works and what doesn't, and maybe what you can add onto it later on. Eating healthy or something filling can fix the energy situation if you're having an issue there. Personally, for a good while, I was eating Rice Krispies cereal a lot in the morning and taking home fast food like Cane's after work, and that made it difficult for me to sleep. Setting goals can help you as well, but if it's something that I know is going to take a while, I'll put a timer on so I'm not getting distracted by my phone or YouTube. Clearing up any distractions around you too can help you focus. And just keep doing all that, go through trial and error until you click with something you're comfortable with. Everyone's situation here is going to be so much more different and more complex maybe, where something I listed off here isn't one of the reasons. But one thing to remember is that it might not be fixed or resolved in one day or even 1 week. It's gonna take some time. Insert Rome wasn't built in a day quote. And once you're able to find comfort in what you do in your daily routine, then you'll be able to enjoy your hobbies naturally. Oh hey look, the script's done. And with that being said, this is where the video is going to end. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. A little bit different from what I usually make, but I just felt like making it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the topics I discuss here. Maybe talk about some struggles that you had and how you were able to fix it. By the way, I got some new socials that isn't just this and Instagram now. I made a Letterboxd account not too long ago, so follow me on there. And I also re-downloaded TikTok, so maybe follow me on there too. I made a J-Schlav video and Michael Kovac reposted it, so here's my audition for Amazing Digital Circus. So do me a huge favor and go follow me on both of those new social media platforms, but also subscribe, as that'll put a smile on my face. Now if you'll excuse me, I got a cold can of Dr. Pepper and a Lego set with my name on it, not yours. But yeah. Okay, bye.